So what are some of the other errors that you find?
Actually, I brought a list just because I didn't want to.
Okay, great.
I just didn't want to
There's that
forget
many,
any.
huh?
Oh, there's tons of them. Trade lines with unknown creditor. We see those sometimes. How can you, in good conscience, report something to somebody's credit report and say, we don't know who you owe, but we know that you owe the money?
I'd have trouble.
Oh, this is part of the reason I like this job, because I hate this stuff. Coding errors, like we just talked about. Inaccurate dates of last activity. Inaccurate credit limits, which affect your credit to debt ratio.
Oh, sure.
Okay. Inaccurate reporting of 30, 60, or 90 days late. Sometimes maybe the companies are late posting the payment, and the payment was received on time. We see stuff like that. Duplicate trade lines, where you owe John Doe money. They've sent it off to collections. Well, John Doe is still reporting it to your credit report, so is ABC Collections.
So it's kind of a double whammy.
And you can't do that. It's one debt. It can be reported one time.
Fair.
Okay. Positive information that's not reported to all three bureaus. We see that all the time. Okay, where somebody is paying their bill on time, and that particular entity is only reporting to Equifax. They're not reporting to TransUnion, so it
So
doesn't
I'm not
show
getting
up.
credit
So you're not getting credit.
as they look for.
Absolutely. Paid accounts that are listed as unpaid. We see this with judgments. We see this with collections, where somebody has paid the bill. They can even document that they paid it, but it's still showing up as unpaid because nobody cares to update the information. They've got their money. Where's the incentive to go take care of the details?
Right.
Okay. Information reported that cannot be validated when challenged. For instance, the credit companies we talked about earlier, the collections companies.
Yeah.
Their inability to prove that you have any obligation to pay them money. Information that can't be validated. Things being reported that belong to another person. That does happen. There's only so much information that has to match for something to show up on your credit report. And sometimes, a name will match, and maybe, 8 digits of a social security number will match,
Right.
and the stuff will show up on a credit report.
So if my name was the same as my mother's, as
Sure.
it is,
What if you're a junior?
something like that.
Or, stuff like that. Yeah, we
So
see.
they're just not that specific.
Or in the case of identity theft, where people have had their identity stolen, and they're having difficulty getting things removed. Let's see. Items old enough to be removed that are still showing up are another thing that we
How
find all the
long
time.
can something be there?
It varies. On average, it's about 7 years. It could be longer for judgments, things like that. But one of the things that we have in our advantage at ScoreCorrect too, that again makes us different, is that our challenges come on attorney letterhead. Okay, a credit bureau is going to spend more time looking and making sure that they're crossing their T's and dotting their I's on something coming from an attorney than something coming from John Doe.